Hi everybody! Today we are talking about peptides. What are they? What do they do? How do they help our body? How do they contribute to longevity and optimal health? So I'll let you guys start coming on. We have a big show today and a special guest, Ginger Carter, is coming on as well. So hello everybody, I'll let you guys start coming on. Hi, for craft's sake. Hello, big show today. Today is all about peptides. So what do they do? How do they help our body? In what form can we get them? Because as you know, for many of you guys know, I did a show with Natalie Nidham and we were injecting peptides, BPC 157, particularly to help my shoulder heal. But there are nutraceutical peptides as well that are available. So I'm going to try to see if I can get, as soon as I see Ginger Carter on here, I'm going to invite her on, but let me see if I can grab her real quick. If she's on here. Ginger, come on, Ginger. There we go. About peptides. Now, you guys, peptides is a super hot topic right now, right? You hear them all over the place, particularly when we're talking about collagen peptides. Those are the most famous ones so far that we've been dealing with. Now, of course, you guys know Modere went out of business. Coming up with my own. This is not on the market yet, but these are collagen peptides. So those do specific things in the body. I don't see Ginger on here yet, so I'm just going to keep going. Okay, so let's just talk about first, what is a peptide, right? What is a peptide? Peptides are formed when amino acids link together. So they're small chain amino acids. I love you too. And they do particular things in the body. So we can talk about peptides when it comes to skincare. Like this is One Skin that uses an OS01. Oh, she says she's unable to join. I'll ask her again in a second. So this is One Skin. This uses OS01 peptide that helps to reduce senescent cells, those zombie cells. So it's a way for bright, shiny skin without having to use like big exfoliants. Let me see if I can get her on one more time. Let's see, Ginger. Ginger's been doing this for a long time. I'm going to invite her again. Ginger is a nationally known speaker for the American Heart Association, American Cancer Association, and more. She's a nutritionist. She's overcome her own chronic illness and obesity herself. And she brings powerful perspective on the role of peptides and real healing. So we're going to see if we can get her on here shortly. But peptides, I just want to go over this, are they're short chain, amino acids. They're the building blocks of proteins, but they play very specific roles in our body, including signaling. And this is the main thing, cell signaling. They communicate between the cells to regulate cellular functions. And that is a big deal. So when we're talking about things like what you guys have typically heard of, I don't think I can get her on. Let's see. Come on, Ginger. You typically heard of peptides in terms of the form of collagen peptides. Like I said before, we've worked with this product for a long time. This was one of my favorite products, and Modere just recently closed their doors out of the blue. Let me see if I can invite her one more time. I don't know, Ginger. Let's hope. Ginger, just get on my regular, as if you're joining as a somebody watching. And then once you get on there, it's easier for you to hop on and share your screen with me. We're going to be going over a new company called Make Wellness, and this is very different than the shots that I've been giving myself. Many of you saw that show that I did with Natalie Nidham, and we did, it was all about peptides, and we talked extensively on BPC 157, which is an injection I've been doing in my shoulder. Oh, I think we got her. Yes, we do. Hi, Ginger. Are you there?
I can't see me, but I'm here.
Oh, I can see like your closet or something.
Oh, oh, well, oh yeah, no, that's my Turn this around. There we go, of course.
There we are.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry. Somehow my computer didn't like my password. It wouldn't let me reset, so now I'm on my phone. But I'm
Oh,
here.
I listen. Technology is my friend and my enemy, so I hear you loud
Yeah,
and clear.
yeah, yeah,
For those
yeah.
of us who were not born with a cell phone in our hand,
Yeah.
and we grew up using a typewriter, it's going to take us just a little bit more
Just a
time
little
and
bit of time. Little bit of
a little
time.
bit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And we're
Yeah. Yeah.
patient. So let me introduce you again, Ginger,
Okay.
because Ginger is a nationally known speaker for the American Heart Association, American Cancer Association, and more. She's a nutritionist who's overcome her own chronic illness and obesity herself, and she brings a powerful perspective to the role of peptides and self-healing. So welcome to the show, Ginger. I appreciate
Thanks.
you being on here.
Yes.
Let's go over really quickly. I want to get into why Make Wellness, if you guys can see, is a brand that is it's brand new to the office to the whole market because it is nutraceutical peptides that we
Yes.
weren't getting before, except for like our collagen peptides, things like that. But I've been doing this, Ginger, which is injecting myself with the pharmaceutical peptides. When I had Natalie Nidham on the show, we were talking about peptides, and there are some really great pharmaceutical peptides out there that can help heal injuries like my rotator cuff. I've been doing BPC 157, but this is very, very different.
Yeah.
So let's go over this a little bit. Tell me a little bit about this company and how they're doing things very differently than what we've seen before.
Okay, and I'm super excited to chat with all of y'all about this. This is, as Darnell said, it's its own category. It is between nutraceutical and pharmaceutical. First of its kind in the whole world. The company is called Make Wellness, and both Darnell and I are founders of this company, and we feel real strong about it because this is, in my opinion, and my background, of course, as a nutritionist, the most important nutraceutical of my lifetime. So I'm going to put that in your lifetime also.
I love that.
It could do all sorts of different things for your body that, and I've got my little supply here, sort of like you do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is what people have been doing. And I know that when I I heard about this and I heard about it and was quite honestly very interested because this little nutritionist who everybody in the world that I have talked to said nothing will ever happen to Ginger because she does all the good lifestyle choices. Well, I've had cancer 5 times. I had cancer 3 times just last year.
I was going to
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
you've had cancer since I've known you.
Yeah. I mean, it's been, yeah, because it's been 16 months or something. So pretty soon after I did get to know you, which I'm delighted I have for numerous reasons. I might go into that, y'all. You have no idea how great she is. Well, you might, but she's really, really great. Anyway, yeah, it was a little bit of a tough thing because I do all the good lifestyle choices, wonderful eating, exercise, de-stress, sleep, hydrate. I do all of these things, and I'll come back to that in just a moment. But for whatever reason, I ended up with cancer 5 times, 3 last year. So by the time I had my first one, 16 months ago, I had a double mastectomy. And I'll never forget the nurse when I was in my recovery room, had a beautiful recovery room, just for me, of course. And she said, I know this is tough to hear right now, but the good thing is you'll never have breast cancer again. You'll never have mammogram. You'll never have a PT. You'll never have da 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 da. So wrong, because 4 months later, I got cancer a 4th time. When I got it a 5th time, which would have been about 6 months ago, I said, not going to do any of this. I'm way too good for it. I wrote my own blueprint protocol, and at the top of the list are these absolutely fabulous peptides. They have changed everything for me and everybody that I work with. So it's very exciting. They came out. They've been researched really for about 10 years over in Ireland at a particular plant under Dr. Nora Khalid. Been on a couple of calls with her, and she's just brilliant, you all. I mean, She has her, I wrote this down because I don't want to forget. She has her PhD in molecular evolution, hmm just like all the rest of us. And she has a PhD,
Molecular evolution.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the right. And
Come
she has
on,
a
a little
PhD in math.
education.
Yeah, yeah, just a little. And she has a math PhD, so she's a double PhD. And she brought in numerous other PhD slash MDs who filled different spaces that she couldn't. Biology, chemistry, certainly tech, computer. They needed that because she knew what she wanted to do 10 years ago. And they have done it. And I am super excited because the first company to come out with this is Make Wellness. And that was Justin Prince, who really is sort of my all-time mentor and really good friend. I've known him for 4 years.
You know what's interesting? I want to interrupt you real quick.
No, that's good.
Because Justin Prince used to be with Modere.
Correct.
And I love that company.
Yeah.
I'm sad that they have closed, but I think that there's some sort of restructuring going on. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then when Justin Prince came up with this company, I thought, like, am I just following around this guy?
Follow him because wow. I've been in this industry. I'm going to call it probably the only time I'll say it, the network marketing industry for almost 25 years. And I've been six-figure in Juice Plus and then in Modere, which Justa was in. And now I'm certainly planning on being in that here because this, again, from a nutritional point of view, is unlike anything we've ever heard of.
Yeah.
And
now we have a couple questions. I have a couple questions coming in.
See that?
Because I want to open these up. So one of the questions is, how long have you been taking it? Ginger, how long have you been taking these? And then I'll tell how long I've been taking them. And it comes in various forms. So some of them are powders. Some of them are pills. For the most part, the lean are pills. But for the most part, they're like these little sachets of powder that you add to your water. So how long have you been taking them and what do you notice, Ginger?
Oh gosh, a lot. So I have been taking them since they came out. I joined the company about 7-8 months ago. They didn't come out until November, of which we sold $14 million worth, like wowzer, the biggest opening of any nutritional product ever. Now remember, cancer 3 times, had 5 operations. I was slightly wasted, to say the least. And I had lost a huge amount of muscle mass because I wasn't allowed to go back to exercise. Like every time they said, okay, you're probably ready. Then I got cancer again, was operated on again. So I really, my health sort of went to hell. And I was a little bit nervous over that because my sister had died of cancer. Something called carcinomatosis, which is when you have cancer all over your body, but nobody knew it. She found out 11 days later, she was gone. And that one killed me. And then I just found out 2 weeks ago that my little sister has colorectal. But the interesting part on that is I did all the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of tests. And guess what they all showed? I have no predisposition to cancer.
Wow.
So if I'm doing the right good lifestyle choices, and they say over here, you shouldn't ever really have cancer, but I get it. What's wrong? It's got to be my DNA is all screwed up. So this was a huge hope to me. And all of these peptides will help with cancer. One in particular will. So I went on them. I'm not sure what to call you. Was it Gupta? Is Gupta the first name? But I've been on it for 6 months. And both my husband, my husband's an athlete. He's pretty doggone good. We got a body scan done last November to see where we were or where we weren't. Because at that point I had osteoporosis, no muscles, everything. We got a body scan 6 weeks later. Both of us, great improvement, muscle mass and bone density. Not only that, my energy level then and actually now is through the roof. And I don't mean like caffeine through the roof. I mean like my brain is with it, my body's with it. I'm doing things at the gym that I never did before, yet I'm older and have been through everything I went through last year. It has to be these peptides. It just has to be. So yes, as Darnell said, 4 of them come in the little stick packs. And then we have the 2 of them that are capsules, simple little capsules.
Yeah.
and very
So
easy to
it
take.
looks like the calm, which my daughter and I both take in the evening. This is in a sachet. And you guys, I just add these to my whatever liquid I'm drinking. If it's Element, I'm adding it to my electrolyte. But now they've got to make hydrate. Where is that? The make hydrate, which which also has all of the, it has the magnesium, sodium, potassium, all those things, plus peptides. So it's, remember that it's very different than taking a nutritional supplement. So if you're taking a nutritional supplement, like I have my Neuromax for magnesium that helps me calm down at night, that is a supplement. That is a nutrient that we're getting. And peptides are very different because they're strategic, they're small chain amino acids, and they work like a lock. So it's like you've got this lock, you've got this key. Sorry, they work like a key. You've got this key that's rushing around your body, trying to find where that lock is. And once it does, it can influence how those genes are expressed. It can influence biological processes in your body that are very different than how supplements work. So you can take these in conjunction. So at night now, what I'm doing is I'm taking my Neuromax, because everybody's deficient in magnesium, but I'm taking that along with the Calm. So both of these are going to work in very different ways to get you the best kind of result. In terms of like even the focus comes in a pill, make focused, and I'm taking this with my mushroom coffee. So it's very different. You can take them in conjunction with a lot of the other stuff that you're taking. Now I want to just make this announcement really, as I adjust you guys, really quickly, in that when I get done with this whole live show with Ginger, you guys, when I post this to my main feed, if you are interested in any of these products, all you do is comment the word peptides. It will get you the link to the live show I did with Natalie Nidham, where we're talking about pharmaceutical peptides like these. It'll get you to that whole live show. It will also get you to the website of Make Wellness, which is all these bioactive peptides that are nutraceuticals. So nutraceuticals, anything that we can get through nutrition. So plant-based nutrition, these are those peptides, small chain amino acids that really influence the gene expression. And then it will get you to this website. I don't know if we have a code or anything like that. I don't think so. I think it just gets them to the website so they can see what's going on. And it will also get you that live show on Natalie Nidham. And that's not here, so don't comment the word peptides here. But this will go to my main feed. You can comment the word peptides and then check your DM. It will get you on the website and you can see what's going on with all of this amazing stuff. Okay, sorry to take that from you. Let's talk about, like, what are some of the ones that you are loving, and how are you feeling these working in your body, Ginger?
Oh gosh. Well, I thought I'd do a quick explanation of really all of them. And I
Yeah.
thought I'd start with probably the most popular, because like every woman I know, and some of you guys want it too, is lean. Lean is going to be the counterpart to all the semi-glutides that are out there, sort of like these little shots that we were showing you. For people who want to lose weight. The problem is we have now found out that there are huge contraindications really with a lot of pharmaceutical. There's contraindications. There's a lot of time stuff that you have to do. Again, remember, they're not nutraceutical, they're pharmaceutical. So they're going to be synthetic chemicals. They're expensive. I know when I started to go on this journey to decide if this was something that I wanted for myself, I'm looking for anything that's going to help me with cancer, right? And so I called about 20 friends who I was pretty sure were on different peptides. At least 10 of them were on the semi-glutides. Did have a couple guys that were on them for weightlifting, had a couple girls on them for skincare. Darnell and I love that skin. We want to do that. Some that I had two friends that had children that were on them to calm them down, to help them with their mental focus. I had sort of a great variety. It was a very intriguing 2 or 3 days that I took talking to these people, one of the things that I found out that I didn't know because I've never taken any, how expensive these things are.
Yeah.
Besides the fact you have to give yourself a shot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you
I
want
mean, I've
into
gotten
that,
real used to. I've gotten real used to the shots. But
yeah.
that said, they're not cheap, and
Mhm.
they're not for everybody because
Yeah.
not everybody. Listen, when I'm talking about a shot, it's not like a horse shot, but it's still, you're putting a needle into your
Mhm.
shoulder, right? And you're doing this daily, so it's not for everybody. In addition, finding things like this, like the BPC 157, where it's, you're getting it from a reliable source, you're not getting it on black market, you're not getting it on Amazon. These are things that need to be from your hormone specialist. Not everybody has access to that kind of healthcare, and this is why I was so excited when this brand came out, because I've always said, optimal health isn't for the rich and famous. It's not just for the rich and famous. There are, just like skincare, there are options in skincare when we're looking at active ingredients and we're looking at what it does to the skin. There is the high price points, and then there are the lower price points, and both of them are effective. It just, what's the marketing, right? And when I looked at this brand, I thought, this is a way to get peptides for everybody so that
Safe,
people can
safe,
understand what they do.
safe, effective, and stable.
Yes,
But you don't get that over there in the pharmaceutical, but you do get that right here.
absolutely.
So I love that. Well, back to the lean. The
Yeah,
lean is really, as I said, sort of the counterpart. It's going to work with those two hormones, just like the semaglutides, or the ghrelin, which I always sort of say is the grrr.
yeah.
You open up that pantry and you want everything in there now.
It's the hangry. It's the hangry hormone.
And we've all had it, particularly as girls. And so that's going to bring that one back down, which we love. But it increases the leptin, which is your satiety. When you think that you need to eat that whole entree, you don't. You could eat half. You're full. And so it stops you. So you end up eating about 600 calories less a day, which is great. It has something called OptiTrim in there that helps bring up the thermogenesis, which is turns on the heat and burns your calories faster. So it works in a very similar way, but much safer and much less expensive. So that is lean.
Yeah, now hold
And
on. I'm going to stop you right there, and then you'll go on to the next one.
okay,
Now remember, everybody, I've been a health coach for a very long time, and I do have my own supplement line. I have the Ozempic weight loss bundle, which is on sale through April. So it's 20% off on everything on my Live Young Nutrition site, on my supplement site. That's at shop.liveyounglifestyle.com. And again, we're both in the same kind of category in that we're trying to get people off of the GLP-1s and onto something that is more sustainable, something that is more healthy. And so my Ozempic weight loss shot uses Ozempic weight loss bundle uses berberine, uses fiber, uses crave control to work with neurotransmitters in the brain. So that is still on sale through all of April with the code BD20. I put it on sale for my whole birthday month, BD20. So you can also, at the end of this, you can comment supplements that will get you to my supplement site, and you could comment peptides that will get you to the Make Wellness site, along with that other live show that I did with Natalie Nidham on the pharmaceutical type of peptides. Okay, moving on. After lean,
okay.
what do we got?
And Hattie, I just want to let you know that I do still Juice Plus, but I only do it every 3 to 4 days now. So sort of interesting. The next one would be focus. Now I take this every day. Focus is all about your long-term and your short-term memory. And I think we all probably worry about those kinds of things, but I know that can fall into like your ADD, ADHD, bipolar, depression, anxiety. It can most certainly be the dementia, Alzheimer's. I have a bit of this in my family.
So
And
do
so I
I.
actually take that every day. Again, it's just this. I had that this morning.
Yeah,
And
so
as
do I.
a
So do I,
prevention.
Ginger. My mom has Alzheimer's. My uncle died of Alzheimer's. It's in my family. Goop Stas steaks. It just went up. When I post this to my main feed, so if you put it here, if you put supplements here, or you put peptides here, we won't get that auto response. But once I post this to my main feed, which I will do 10 minutes, takes me about 10 minutes after our live show, that's when you want to comment peptides. That's when you want to comment supplements, right? Okay. But I agree with you. I've been taking this. This is now my second pack of this, and I can tell a difference with the
Yeah,
focus.
me too.
I really can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
And I'm still I'm still drinking my mushroom coffee. Nothing has changed there
Sure,
because
sure,
we
sure.
want all of those good foods for our brain, for brain health. But having a peptide that literally is that key, trying to find the lock that will then open up our ability to do more things. This has been a game changer for me for the focus.
Yeah, it's really
Really
true.
has.
The other day, I was on deadline for something. I was sitting in my bed. I had like my whole office in my bed. And I will probably say I was multitasking a little bit too much. And I noticed 3 different times, Ginger, you're not moving as fast. Oh, good Lord. Got up, took the focus. In about 10, 15 minutes, I was buzzing. I don't mean buzzing like caffeine. I don't mean that on any of the products. I just mean that my mental clarity and focus and direction were better, which I love. One more thing I love about the focus that I learned from Dr. Nora, which just intrigued the heck out of me, is that pretty much after they finished everything and they had some of the clinical trials done, AI came back to say, hey, do you realize how close you are to eye health? And so they did it. They added it in.
In
And
the focus?
in the focus. And that one's specifically geared towards, hello, well, I was going to hold up my phone, but I guess I'm not going to. I'm on my phone a lot. I'm on my computer like that blue light. Yeah. Have I been worried about that a little bit? Yeah, I have. That's what this is geared towards. So I'm really jazzed about the focus. Actually, I'm jazzed about all of them if you want
Well,
to know the truth.
that's an added benefit because
Oh, yeah.
as many of you guys know, I've been dealing with dry eyes, which is a symptom of menopause. You know, it's like the 87th symptom of menopause, but I've been dealing with dry eyes, and so to have a peptide in the focus that deals with eye health,
Yeah.
super important.
I no longer take my dry eye stuff. It's just intriguing to me. You
Yeah.
notice within about 3 months, within 2 to 3 months, uh, you're going to notice. Usually in the first month on all of these things. So I'll just say that sort of interesting.
Some of
All right, let me go to
them
another
right
one.
away though, Ginger. Some of them immediately.
The fit, boom. So the hydrate, boom. I mean that I would agree. And again, obviously the focus. So
I
you
think
do.
focus to me is pretty immediate, and I'm hopeful for the long-term stuff with the eye health that I've been going with. But the calm to me is pretty
Uh,
immediate.
yeah,
Um, the energized is pretty immediate. It's not that big spike that you get with caffeine, but there is definitely something that you feel from the first time
yeah.
that you use it.
I'd
Yeah.
agree. I'd agree. The calm, I didn't, when I came in, just like you, we got a founder's box, basically. So we got all 6 products. And I thought, well, I'm probably not really going to use the calm. It's just sort of not my kind of a thing. But I'll be very honest, when I got cancer the last time, and then, of course, now I'm worried to death about its metastasizing, I had to go back in for a PET scan. And for any of you girlies who've ever had a PET scan on your breasts, it's not particularly comfortable. And it's 45 minutes and you can't move. Anyway, I wasn't happy. So the calm is sort of different. You don't put it in water. You put it just under the tongue. You open it, put it in the tongue, and let it
Yeah.
get in here because it gets in much faster through your glands here in your mouth. And I remember walking in, I went, I'm just going to use it. Like, why not? Why not? And so the nurse was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I said, this is okay. This is fine. And I would have to tell you, within about 5 minutes, it was like they talk about like a warm blanket being put around you and just more chill. Not
Yeah.
to the point that you can't get stuff done, because I have a couple of mommies who have numerous children who take this first thing in the morning. Of course, I have numerous mommies who take Energized first thing in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
Sort of depends on what you need it for, but nighttime is fabulous. Or if you just need to relax a little bit, calm is perfect. So it does a lot of really great things there. Also, I didn't even open this up. So calm also lowers your cholesterol. It also suppresses that GABA in your central nervous system, which is wonderful. And here's some of the studies. So if you take this, you'll have a 40% reduction of stress in just 30 days, but you'll have a 62% in 60 days. That's big. That's fast.
Yeah.
That works. So yeah, I have people that absolutely love the Calm. I take it when I need it, but when I need it, I'm sort of glad. And now I do take it more often than I thought I would take it before. So it balances all your mood, all your mental health, and you all know we got a few mental health things going on at the moment.
You
And
think?
so, yeah, just think. So I absolutely love that. Also,
I have to say this. When you put this in under your tongue, for me, it's a lot to put the whole thing at once
yeah.
because
Oh, yeah, yes,
it's a
it
lot
is.
of dissolving, right? So this is a whole sachet. You could put a sachet in a thing of water. It works better sublingually under your tongue. And I would suggest doing half of it, letting that dissolve, and doing the other half, or else for me, I'm like full of stuff that's dissolving in the tongue, and it's just, it's a little bit overwhelming. So I do half of it, I let that all dissolve, and then I do the other half.
Yeah.
Just a little
You'll
tip
know
there.
on any of this. I mean, like this particular drink, this is my drink that we drink. We wouldn't even think about walking out the door without it. And this is half fit and half hydrate. But the taste, which is delicious, by the way, is so delicious that I put a half in this also.
Yeah.
Then I have a second one. So it's sort of whatever you want to do is just fine. You
It's
can take
so
this with
funny you say
anything.
that because I kind of do that too. I mix things around. I'm like, do I feel a little hydrate? Like sometimes I'll add this, I'll do half of this, and I'll do half of an element. I'll add a little bit of the Calm in there. I'll add a little bit of the Fit in there. Like I kind of just make a little concoction
Yeah.
of water that I'm walking around with.
Which is totally okay because you can mix it with anything. Zero contraindications with any other nutraceutical, with any food, with any pharmaceutical. You can mix them all together.
Yeah.
Can't imagine that one, but and yes, Tammy, this is huge. So, yep, totally get that. And then I'll go to one more here. And
There was one question by Goop Taste Steaks. How much and how often do you need to take it? And again, I think it's just for the way that you described it, it's you take it as you need it, or when you feel, for me, if I feel like I'm have those ADHD symptoms, I can't get through my to-do list, I'll take a focused,
sure,
right? If I wake up and I feel like, oh, I don't, I'm not feeling energized yet. Now, you guys know me. I'm going to get out into the morning sun. I'm going to cold plunge. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do my red light therapy. If I still can't pull myself out of it, I'll drink my 40 ounces of green tea. Then I will hit an energized. I'll put an energized so that I'm, yeah, with a little bit of a focused, which gets me to where I can, it's weird. I can sit down and stay on task because I'm energized yet I'm focused. So I literally get a lot of stuff done that way.
yep, yep. And Gupta, and by the way, if I'm mispronouncing that, Gupta, I'm so sorry. But you were asking, do you need to take these all the time? In my opinion, I personally, and this is what I recommend to all of the clients and patients that I work with, I do the fit and the hydrate and the focus every day. But the fit and the hydrate are like really major. And if you did want to lose weight, then lean you would probably do. But when you get to the point where you're feeling better, whatever, you can sort of slow down on anything. And I take the Calm when I need it. I take the Energize when I need it. So you
Yeah.
sort of figured out. I will tell you there is an accumulative effect. So you do get better. And I've talked with numerous people about this, plus my husband and I both have looked at what these different products have done for us over month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's really sort of phenomenal. I mean, I'm kicking butt health-wise, y'all.
Yay! I
Yeah,
feel the same. I feel like I'm kicking butt health-wise. I think that this is
yeah,
added. I mean, I always feel like I'm kicking butt health-wise because I do so many other things. But this is kind of, I feel like it's hard for me to feel something in my body working because I do so many healthy aging hacks. You guys, if you missed that whole morning routine that I did on an Instagram live, you'll see. I get a lot, there's been a lot of stuff that's been done already. But so it's hard for me to feel things working in my body differently because I already feel like I'm optimally on target, but I feel these working. And that is the power of a bioactive peptide, precision peptide.
Zipping right to exactly what they designed it for. That trained is actually, I think, the term that Nora uses. And Lynette, I love you say the natural peptides have completely changed myself and my family's health. Yahoo!
Yay!
Congrats to you. Yeah,
That's what we like to hear.
we love that.
Now remember, you guys can get to this website. You can get on here by once I post this to my main feed in the comment section. Just comment the word peptides and then check your DM. If you want any of my Live Young lifestyle supplements, because I've got weight loss, the Ozempic weight loss bundle there that uses fiber and berberine and probiotics and things like that, you can comment the word supplements. Okay, moving on. What else do we got here, Ginger?
All right, so we have Energize. Everybody wants a little energy going on here, which reminds me, I think I better plug in my phone. I hadn't thought about the fact that I was going to be using the phone here today. So Energize is, oh gosh, I'm so excited for Energize because I have two grandsons who are huge athletes. And what do they do along with so many other people? 30% of adults and children take those energy drinks that are just trash, just trash. And the average drink costs about $3 and they're filled with synthetic chemical junk. So this one is total clean energy. It does have some caffeine, only 100 milligrams. It is slow releasing. You will never get the jitters. I don't know. I haven't had one person that has gotten the jitters, including myself, and I'm caffeine sensitive. So I certainly watch all of that. But it is slow releasing, works along with ginseng, which helps support your serotonin and your dopamine, which of course we love. It gives you that long lasting energy, which you want, particularly if you are going to have a tough day. You know, I jokingly say to people, don't you want to have your mental and physical going for you that day? Energize will help with that.
It has ginseng peptides. It has fatigue fighter peptides. It does have 100 milligrams of caffeine, but like you said, it's like a slow release caffeine.
Yes.
But there's multiple peptides in here that are making you energized. Yep. It's really fascinating.
It is absolutely. And that's, I think that one's probably pretty self-explanatory. I mean, I love that. So I'll go to the last two, which I think are probably my favorite. Sort of hard to say which is my favorite. Actually, I know exactly which one's my favorite. I'm leaving that one for last. But hydrate. And I get this from every single person. Oh, Ginger, drink a lot of water. I'm good. I'm good to go. And I'm like, no, you don't. So then I will.
You think you're hydrated. I tell people that all the time. And listen, I'm going to just, little science, you guys, I know this, we're compounding here, but this is not a fun fact. This is a very unfun fact, but it is a fact nonetheless. With age, that connection between our brain and those receptors that tell us that we're thirsty diminishes. That's why you see a lot of older people that are chronically dehydrated. A lot of elderly people are hospitalized with UTIs and chronic dehydration because the brain stops telling the body that it's thirsty. We mistake thirst for a lot of different things. We think we're hungry. We think we're cranky. We think we're tired. We think we're a lot of different things. We think we need to eat carbs. We think we're on a sugar craving. We're actually dehydrated. And the older that we are, that connection is not as strong. If you're waiting at our age, I'm 57, I think we're about the same age, but if you're waiting at our age to feel thirsty, you are already chronically dehydrated. Just make that mental note. So this is important.
And something that I have told people for years and years and years is that you've actually got thousands of metabolic reactions that really need to help it happen in your body. And if they don't, you age. So what is aging? Well, it can be over here, which is what Darnell and I just take. That would be aged skin. That would be wrinkled skin. All of that stuff that you can see it, maybe joints and all that. But could also be down the line over there where I really hate, which is cancer. I will tell you, it is imperative that you have hydration for the peptides to work. I mean, like, you have to have them. And of course, this particular peptide hydrate is made up of electrolytes that actually come from sea salt, because we know how important salt is for you. That comes right from Utah, over where our offices are, which is sort of neat. So I love that. But you have to have these things. They're just very, very important. And something that I've also been telling people for years and years is, you're born with trillions of cells. You're born with DNA. And you have mom and dad's DNA, and you got the grandparents and everybody up here and all of this kind of stuff. But you have like light switches on in your body. You have light switches that are off, just like walking in a room, turning them on and off. And if you do the good lifestyle choices, like the eating and hydration and sleep and de-stress and exercise and all those things, maybe you can turn some of those switches on that you'd like to have on that will help with your longevity and health, or you can turn some of the bad ones off. And so, yes, you can do those lifestyle choices. As a nutritionist, I'm always going to say, do them, do them, do them. But there are some that are almost impossible to do. And that's where these peptides, which are some of the smallest peptides you can get, they can actually get into your brain barrier.
Yeah.
Very
They
few
cross the blood-brain
can get
barrier.
through there. Yeah. And so it's exciting to know that. So they can go in, and I know Darnell used the analogy of taking the key, which are these peptides, and going in and finding which DNA, which cell opens it up. And then what's sort of cool, by the way, I love how one of the doctors describes it, that it gets in there and it looks around and goes, this stuff over here is not so good. We're just going to let that go bye-bye. Great. I don't want to have toxic, yucky stuff here. Right? And this one needs to be just sort of re-energized, regenerated. And this one just needs a little bit of repair. Think about that, y'all. These peptides can go in and do that on all of your trillions of cells in your body. I just think that is really great. But again, back to hydrate. You got to have the hydrate to make it happen. So don't underestimate. I would never have the fit without the hydrate. I just wouldn't. And I make sure that I have a whole one every day. So it's a really simple one. You talked about elderly people. My daddy ended up in the hospital for a month because he wouldn't drink water.
Yeah.
He almost died.
It is such a weird thing. I learned about this at USC, and it was one of the light bulb moments that went off with me, because my mother-in-law at the time was dealing with dehydration and chronic UTIs, and UTIs don't manifest themselves the same way in elderly people that they do in younger people. Younger people, we get the burning, the urgency to go.
Mm-hmm.
Elderly people, it's confusion. So the symptoms are completely different, and you won't know if somebody is actually having dementia or if they're chronically dehydrated. That's how important dehydration is. And it is age related. The older we get, the more dehydrated we get if we're only relying on those signals from our brain. I find that to be fascinating. And if we've done nothing else in this show, we'll teach people that you've got to have an active hydration protocol or guide that you do every single day, whether or not your body is telling you you're thirsty, because we need it.
Absolutely. You have to have it or you'll age. So if you want to do that, go right ahead. Not me. I'm going to have my wonderful electrolyte water. And I am in that let's reverse. Ginger.
Yeah.
I am reverse. I can see my reverse. I can feel my reverse.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty over the moon about all this. Okay.
Amazing. Okay, what's your next favorite?
I've saved the best for last. It is the fit. The fit. Where did I come up with that?
I was like, pit. Do I not have that one?
I missed that. No, that is fit. And I jokingly call it the IT peptide. It tastes like a cross between orange juice and Tang. Who remembers Tang?
It does, yes.
And if you don't just get off. I don't even want to
You don't remember Tang? You're in the wrong demographic
just
here.
forget it. It's like you don't remember the Beatles, forget it. Anyway, that's a whole nother story here. So, yay, Tammy the Fit for sure. This has
Yes.
changed everything for me. This has a particular peptide in it called PeptiStrong that was designed specifically for us. And here's the interesting things, because I have people all the time that say, I can eat all of this. I can do all of this. Well, no, you can't. So I'm just going to tell you flat out. So here's a good thing. So the major part of the fit comes from a bean called fava. I literally was in San Diego yesterday at the lighthouse that was there, and they had a garden and they had a huge fava bean plant. I had never seen one. So everybody who's social marketing friends with my immediate friends with me, you're going to see that fava plant go, what the hell, Ginger? Anyway, it was sort of cool, sort of cool. But you,
That's right out of Silence of the Lambs, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
The last time I
Anyway,
heard
you can,
of fava beans was from Silence of the
yeah,
Lambs. But so that's very, very interesting. And I'm looking at the back of the box, because we're not just talking about peptides when we're talking about fit. There's also vitamin D3, there's B6, there's B12, there's magnesium, and then there's a shit ton of peptides in here.
there are. They have loaded this like you wouldn't believe. So what is this? All in all, what does this do? This particular peptide, more than any of the rest, anti-age you inside out. So it was geared originally towards your muscle because muscle mass, I'll be real honest, it's the fountain of youth. If you all are not exercising, you need to.
Yeah.
I don't care if you go out for a walk, but maybe take a weighted vest or something. You've got to get some exercise in.
Yeah.
We have studies that now show that if you exercise 5 days a week, just 30 minutes, and this isn't just one, this is numerous, you will live 17% longer. 7% longer. Do you want to get out and do some exercise? Do it. It's important.
Yeah.
But back to that fava bean. So people go, oh, well, I'll just eat a bunch of fava beans. I eat beans all the time. Yeah, but the difference is when you eat the fava bean, your body cannot separate that protein from the peptide. And what we're really looking for there is that particular peptide that's in the fava bean.
Right.
So what we do is to take that out. And that's the huge catalyst out of all of the ingredients that you brought up, which are all great ingredients, but that is like the big one. So it does help you build muscle mass. It helps you retain muscle mass. It helps you not lose muscle mass. And we definitely want to do that. It increases your strength. Now, again, intriguing to me, I hadn't really worked out for 16 months, but yet within about 2 months, I was doing higher weights and all sorts of stuff than I had ever done,
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And I'm older. Like, wow, that was I kept telling Jeff, it's like, wow, do you see this? What's going on here? It just made no sense. But then I'd also been trying to build up my bone mass and for years and hadn't been able to. And here I have. So it's inside and outside. And again, it's all muscle, including your heart, by the way. It
Yeah,
also,
your muscle. I mean, your heart's muscle.
yeah. And then inflammation. Who would like to reduce inflammation? That's called the silent killer.
Everybody.
And anytime you have any
Listen,
inflammation, you better be thinking pretty quickly, what can I do to reduce that?
any inflammation, because inflammation is the root cause of all age-related chronic disease. Everything from arthritis to colorectal cancer to cancers, dementia, Alzheimer's, it's all related. There's an underlying component of inflammation. So by decreasing inflammation across the board, you're decreasing all of those age-related diseases.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
Yep.
important.
Yeah. And Gupta, and again, if I'm mispronouncing your name, I apologize. I'm assuming your first name is Gupta. But anyway, to answer your question, they all have different peptides that are what we call precision, meaning they were trained specifically to go into your body and do specific things, to turn this on, turn that off, eliminate this, regenerate, repair, whatever. So they are going to have different ones, but it's not a quantity, it's a quality kind of thing you want to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense to me. So let's hope that resonates. It makes sense to me. Yeah, you know, aging in general, there is this play of turning things on in the body and turning things off in general. Even mTOR, like there's so many different systems in the body that regulate. Are you tearing things down and using them for parts? Are you building? Are you building or are you tearing things down? And it's this play that our body does. And peptides, what they do, and when they're strategic like this, they're precision bioactive peptides. They are made directly to have that key and find that lock and turn on something in your body in the name of health. And that to me is like mind blowing. And I love the fact that it is now available. It's the first time, you guys, that a company has made these types of peptides available for everybody. Not everybody wants to go and get a shot and start injecting yourself, right? But these are made to turn on these key parts of your body in the name of health, and now it's available for everybody. So I absolutely love that.
And I could talk all day on fit, to be real honest, because I feel like the fit has just made huge differences. But one of the big things in fit is that it has NAD. So if anybody knows anything about your energy source in your body, your mitochondria, this is what NAD, you have NAD, you're born with NAD, but as you get older, NAD goes bye-bye. And this is not what we want. We want to get the NAD going and the AP. So the NAD sort of turns on the AP and gives you energy and sustenance and just does a ton of things for you. This is in there, and that will help with all health. Again, I did a bit of research in regards to NAD in cancer. So, I mean, I just can't say enough about it. But NAD is going to affect everything, all of your energy, mental, physical. Boom, drop the mic. Love
Do you know
this.
if there, do you happen to know offhand, because I haven't looked yet, do you happen to know offhand, and this might be a stumper, so I apologize, you're not expecting this question, Ginger, so don't, I'll look into it if you don't get it, but is there glutathione also in the fit that kind of counterbalances that NAD, or if not, I can look it up and find out.
Some, Something's ringing a bell there, but I don't know if that was good or bad, but I'm writing this down and I will get back with you.
Yeah. Let's see, because when you do an injection of NAD,
I'm almost positive it does have glutathione in.
yeah, that would make sense, because I know when you inject yourself with NAD or
Yeah.
you use NAD patch, it'll taint glutathione, which we also need. So I wanted to just make sure that there is that balance of there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there is, but I just wanted to see if you knew offhand that was also occurring.
Definitely get back with you.
Okay.
Now, any question that we can't answer here, we're happy to answer it another time. So,
For sure. For sure. Okay, so just to recap, everybody, these are precision bioactive peptides. They're small chain amino acids. They're like the key that unlocks your body's potential to do various things, whether it's to be more hydrated, to be more fit, to encourage muscle gains, to be more calm, to be more energized, to be more lean. They unlock your body's potential to do that through the expression of the genes. We're not tied to our genes. There is something called, that ability for the gene to express itself in a different way, and peptides are very, very much a part of that epigenome, which is that expression of the genes. So Ginger, is there anything else that you want to add before I tell people where we can find all this stuff? Is there anything else you want to add? I think you've done a great job explaining all of these products.
Oh, good. There is a 60-day money back guarantee, but I'm pretty positive you're going to feel and see it within 30 days. I know that I did. I know my husband did. And as the 6 months have gone on, we have seen that compound effect.
Yeah.
So it's really quite exciting. I haven't had one person that's dropped out. They're all getting benefits. That's pretty cool.
Okay, my question is, when I send people over to the website, and you guys are gonna do that when I post this to my main feed, and you simply make the comment peptides. By the way, If you make the comment peptides, please like the post. I have like so many people that like, they just want the goods, right? They want the goods, and I have all these comments. There'll be all these comments on peptides, and they'll get over there, and nobody's like hearted the post. So heart the post. I'm going to give you something for free. I'm going to give you the information, but get over there. So like the post, send it to a friend who you know is struggling with their health, right? I think women helping women, sharing this kind of content. If you've been interested in like any sort of peptides, and you know like this is not going to be in your wheelhouse to do, send this post, not now, but when I post to my main feed, to a friend. Comment supplements if you want to get advantage of the Live Young 20% off with HB Day. I think it's B Day 20 for 20% off, only through April, so that's almost done. And you comment the word peptides, it will get you to all of this information and on the website. What is my question then, Ginger, is where do people start? Is there like a starter kit? Because I got all of them.
Yeah,
But
there,
where would
there are.
people...
There are sort of three starter kits. One is the one that you and I bought, which has all of them. And I realize you're not going to use all of them this month. But I have used all of them. I have shared, like the Calm, I don't use all the time, or the Energize, I don't. But when I need them and want them, I have them.
Yes.
Those three mainstays, you know, the Fit and the Hydrate and Focus for me. I don't need to lose any more weight. But if I were somebody that did, you'd probably use that. So, you know, you do get a pretty discounted rate for doing that one. But we have two other packages. I think probably my favorite is the Metabolic, because it happens to have the Fit and the Hydrate and the Lean in it, and you get a discount on that one. And then we have a second one. Those are all the way down at the bottom of Darnell's
So scroll
website. So go
around.
look them.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you click enough, you can get into anything you want to find out about those products. So they've done a great job on that website.
Okay, everybody. So recap, comment supplements. You'll get to the supplement sale, the Live Young supplement sale. The Ozempic weight loss bundle is also on sale for 20% off, only through April. Comment peptides. You'll get to the Make Wellness site. Scroll around in there, you guys. They've got something for everybody, and this really actually works. I'm telling you, it works. And then I want to give a big thank you, Ginger, for all of the information that you shared here, for taking the time to be here. And for all of you who are on this show, just know it's going to be posted to my main feed. You can make those comments there, and I will see you. Oh my gosh, next Saturday, I will be literally at the Live Young Healthy Aging Retreat. I'm going to try to see if I can do a live from there. I don't know. Why not? Maybe it will be live from the Live Young Healthy Aging Retreat next Saturday. Okay, Ginger, thank you so much.
You are welcome, girl.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.